Hey, you just clicked on the thumbnail to watch another Festool video. Well, guess what? If you don't own any Festool, turn it off now. But if you own Festool, a few, a lot, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that will help you maximize the Festool system. Here's one that most people don't know. This is the MFT3. This is the fence. And this is the rail clamp right here that knocks out the deflection when you're cutting. Right? You release it here and release it here. And when you first get this, I'm going to take this out so you can see it. There's a little piece here that slides in here. Now, what you don't know is I can adjust this piece. So that's great, right? You all have this and you all know how to use it. But what if you're taking your MFT to a different level and you swing it out like this and you hit 45? There's a space between here and here, the V-groove to the fence, that the rail clamp may not be able to reach it in the short format. So here's the part you may not know. This is spring loaded right here. And as I unscrew this, okay, you're going to notice there's two holes. And this knob was in the forward hole. Now here's where you got to be really careful. You slowly release it because what will be revealed is this. It's a little spring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, whoopsie, and move it to the back hole. And then I will take it and reset it and tighten this up. So what this does now is it pushes it forward and gives me the reach from the V-groove where I anchor it with this lever to this part of the extrusion where this now will fit in. And what that does is that gives you that extra reach now so you don't have any deflection in the fence on the MFT3. So you may have one of these. It comes in two parts. This is the FS Rapid Clamp. I have shown this several times on SedgeTool videos, but I want to show you how to tweak this because in some of those videos people have reached out and said it's not as effective as they thought, and it can be. Let me show you. So like most woodworkers, you probably have a half a dozen to a dozen of these. We call them trigger clamps. Well, this rapid clamp works the same way. There is a difference though. These are flat faced where this has a slight arc to it. This allows you to skew the rail to do tapered cuts. It's pretty simple. This goes on this side and this goes on that side. And what you do is you just slide it in here like this. Make sure that that's forward. Slide it in. I like to put this toward this end and lock it back. So this one is similar. It has the arc here and the lever, but you don't want the lever facing forward. So what I do is I pull it back here and this goes right into the rib here and it slides right in like this. So once you get it in position like this, and here's where I've seen people have some trouble, okay? I take the lever and I lock it. Remember I said earlier this should not be forward of this? Well, if that happens, guess what? You can't get enough bite on there and this moves on you. Now when I want to put the extra torque, then this is forward and it doesn't work. So here's the fix. So once I have maximum torque on there, there's a screw here on the lever. What I do is I take that screwdriver and I remove this small screw, and you see I want this at maximum torque to be back here so it doesn't interfere with my clamping area. So what I do is I just take it, you see the little flats here, and this is got those serrations in there, and I just take it and I put it right here. So there's my maximum, and I just replace the screw. And now it still slides off nice and easy and locks perfect. And also, if you experience the same thing with this side where the trigger is, you can do the exact same thing. You have that adjustability in there. So the nice thing about the rapid clamp, hence the name rapid, it allows you to clamp very quickly. And I like using this for quick cross cuts like this, and I'm locked in and it will not move. It's also great when you're using it with the LR32 system. If you've been following along for a while on the SedgeTool channel, I have talked about this, but I wanted to put it in to this video. When you are using the laser on your Capex, and if you look at the laser, this one is adjusted perfectly, but there's a lot of times you may say, oh, I need to adjust my laser. You don't. You just have to clean the lens, and I want to show you that step by step. But what's important is there's a lot of times that your laser may be a little thicker. This is the remedy. So right here's the lens, and you can plop it down, but you can't take it out. And there's a reason for that. And when I say it's a lens, it's basically a protective cover. So what you need is you need a screwdriver here, and it's a posi drive screw. It's right here on the side. I usually do 3 turns. I don't need to take it out. And this comes right out. Now, I have seen this part here totally clogged and it's fogged up. So what I like to do is just take a microfiber rag and clean off that clear part and put it right back in just like this. And tighten up the posi drive screw. So, did you know this about your Domino? Right here, well, you know this, right here you have these flaps, okay? And they're spring loaded, but sometimes they get in the way. I bet you didn't know this. If you flip it over here on the side, right here is a 2mm hex screw, and if you take a 2mm hex key and you tighten it up, it locks it back. So these will never be in the way if they are in the way. You ever notice that on your TS saws, the 55 and 60 if you have them, when you are adjusting for depth, did you know you also have a micro adjust on those saws? And it's right here. But if your hand gets in the way, there's also a 5mm recess to micro adjust. This is absolutely perfect in the application of curve cutting. You can dial it perfectly off the veneer. But here's the secret. What if you have a TS75 and you're setting the depth and you bring the stop up, and listen to that, each one of those clicks is 1mm. So you set it, and just what if you need micro adjustment? So if you look, there's an empty hole right here. So that hole is just under 4mm. So what I did is I sourced a 4mm thread with a hex on here, and I'll thread that in, and then I get micro adjustability. Okay, so what I'll do is as I'm threading that into that plastic there, I just take my time, and what I'll do is I'll back it all the way in, right about there. Then I'll back it out, and then I'll back it out, so I have adjustability up and down for micro adjust. Hey, this is the first installment of Festool Secrets Revealed. Hopefully they were helpful to you. We have many, many opportunities to share more tips and tricks with you. So as we always say, oh, wait a minute, time for a question. You've made it this far in the video. You're used to us asking you a question. You're obviously a Festool fanatic like we are. So here's the question. What is your favorite Festool tool? Leave it in the comments below. And as we always say from the SedgeTool shop, be positive, stay sharp, and we mean wicked sharp.